My late father ran a trout farm in Ripponden when I was growing up. That was his midlife crisis. The trout is based on a drawing my late mother drew for him. So I just sort of, it's a really a nod to my parents. So it's quite personal to me, the brand. Yeah. So when I was 10 years old when I first walked onto my first TV set, and that was of Red Dwarf, and I just fell in love with the industry. I thought, that's it, I'm going to work in film and TV. Didn't know what I wanted to do, but from that point on, nobody could tell me otherwise. I got my first experience of working with Sky back in about 1999-2000, when I got to go and work for Sky One in their special projects department. So we were doing lots of different things, like a points of view type program with Terry Christian called Backchat, a music show called Long Play, and lots of other little interstitial things that I got very much embedded in the Sky culture. Bringing it to more up to date, we're based at Albion Street Studios with my colleague over there, Danny Thompson. Danny's photographic skills, my video production skills, to create a mini hub here in the north where we can offer our services to give a better service. So if you wanted to come for photography and go, oh, actually I could do with a video as well, we were able to then offer that. The power of video is quite a thing. It's something that can really elevate your product or your service. Because what it does, it builds that trust and that emotional connection. And it's all about how we tell the story of that product or that service. So it's really putting that human face onto why you're doing what you're doing as a business. Sky, a perfect example, they had an intranet system and they would post things regularly, and it would be quite often video content, so people knew what you were doing in different parts of the business. Because the bigger businesses, finance doesn't know what entertainment's doing or production's doing. So it was a good way, video is a good way of giving those updates without getting everybody into a room and going, right, you've got to sit through a PowerPoint presentation for 4 hours. When the brief originally came to us, they already had one ad running, which was just using archive footage from all the different places. And the original brief was, we just want to make a new version, get some new footage. I quickly found that the previous version, they'd already used the best of the archive footage out there. And it's, for commercials, it's about thinking outside the box. And this is a prime example of that. I'm going, right, okay, there's not enough footage there, how can we do this? And then I started doing some research and discovered at Chester Zoo, they have a lovely Jaguar enclosure, but it's open. So I went back to my boss and said, look, we could do it like this and create it this way. And thankfully they went for it. And they had a massive uplift from changing from the old one to the new one. So I just want to talk a bit about video production process, because sometimes it can be a bit of a minefield. Get clients, oh, how much for a 1 minute video? And I was like, but what's in that 1 minute video? That's the question. Because if it's just a talking head, then that's quite a cheap video. Or are you filming across 5 countries and multiple locations, actors, you name it, you can have massive budgetary difference. So I always say, when you've got an idea, come to us, we'll have like a discovery call, talk things through to sort of get an idea of what's your budget, who's your audience, where's it going to? Because there's no point in putting a video out there and not knowing who you're targeting as an audience. So I always try and drill down to who we're telling the story to, how we're going to get that. So that's really important. A lot of people don't realise it's all those many layers that go in, that will capture things, and the footage will be raw footage, so it'll be a flat footage, and then you've got to do the colour grading, you've got to edit it down to the bits you want, and then you've got to think about, do I want some graphics on there, what level of graphics, delivery and distribution. Obviously there's the obvious ones, there's YouTube, we've got Vimeo, which is like a private platform, which is great for businesses, that's one we use a lot, and then it's branching that out onto the social media platforms, so quite often you can put your full video on LinkedIn or Facebook, but also you might want to do, like we often do, shorter. We'll take that video and we'll take a 30-second one for this and that. So you've got an interesting little nugget, which then could lead you back to the main video or your main website where you're selling your products or services. We can really create some great stories together. And that is that. Thank you.